Teen in Money Talks this morning. If you converted money from a traditional IRA to a Roth IRA this year, market loss from the third quarter may have you second-guessing your strategy. Here's Edward Jones financial advisor Allison Gilman-Aquino here to explain. Good morning.
Good morning, Nicole. Some people really like the idea of converting some or all of the money that they've put in pre-tax to a traditional IRA into their Roth IRA, where earnings will potentially grow tax-free. Let me show you this morning what I mean. Okay, so let's say that I'm a worker and I'm employed at Acme Corporation, and I leave the company and I've got $10,000 in my 401k, which I then roll over to a traditional IRA. Now, there's not a thing wrong with my investments, but this year's third quarter market decline takes a toll, and all of a sudden, instead of having $10,000 in my traditional IRA, I've got more like $7,900. If I decide at that point to convert this $7,900 into a Roth IRA, I will pay taxes on the entire amount I convert, both state and federal taxes. But here's the thing. I'm taxed on the account value of $7,900 instead of the full $10,000 that I originally rolled over. So the benefit to me is that I pay taxes on $2,100 less in account value, and if and when the market recovers down the road, my earnings are then growing in my Roth, an account designed to grow tax-free versus tax deferred, which is what happens in the traditional IRA.
Okay, but things didn't quite work out that way for some people who did the Roth conversion this year.
Exactly. So let me go to my next example. Okay. High-tech flip chart here. Okay, so same exact circumstances. I'm employed at Acme Corporation. I leave the company. I want to roll over my $10,000, but instead of waiting to convert to a Roth, maybe earlier this year when things were still good, I immediately converted my money into my Roth IRA. So I know at the end of this year, I'm going to be taxed both state and federal taxes on the full $10,000 that I rolled over. Only now, the third quarter market loss has left me with only $7,900 in my account. So, Nicole, I'm at risk of paying taxes on more dollars that I converted than actually what's still there in my account, and that's never a good thing.
Right, you don't want to pay taxes on an extra $2,100 that you're down because of the market loss at the moment, right?
Exactly, and so a lot of clients are asking me, hey, I did this conversion, my timing wasn't the greatest, what do I do now? That's when recharacterization of your Roth might be a good idea. Now, basically, what they're doing is you can go in and you might be able to reverse that. You've got until October 17th, which is a week from Monday, to convert to a Roth, to either take the money out of the Roth, move it back into your traditional IRA, so that basically you undo that conversion.
Okay.
And then if you decide down the road, okay, the market's coming back, I've got more money, I want to go ahead and roll over to the Roth now, I feel more comfortable doing that, you can wait until the first of the year to do it. Okay. So it's just important to know that the conversion to the Roth is not a permanent thing. You can recharacterize it if you'd like to. Maybe the best thing to do is to touch base with your tax preparer, also with your financial advisor. Just crunch the numbers and say, hey, where am I at this year for what I've done? Would it be in my best interest to take a look at converting that back into a traditional IRA? Right. Recharacterizing it's what it's called.
All right, if you've got questions for Allison, the charts were helpful.
Clear as mud, right?
If you still want to ask Allison some questions, she would be happy to answer your questions. You can send them via email. Send it to wakeup6@fox6now.com. We'll pass them along to Allison. Thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
Brittany and a beautiful